What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Jay-Z Bottom Lip. Today I wanted to talk about mental stack. Mental stack is very important to understand. There's a lot of things in Mortal Kombat, and especially like terminologies that a lot of Mortal Kombat players don't understand that they're utilizing or using, or even in some instincts, they don't realize that it's an actual terminology for what they're trying to do. And again, today we're going to be talking about mental stack. And to let everyone know what mental stack is, it's basically when you're trying to do multiple things at once. And you're trying to hit confirm off of one of the few things. So basically, mental stack is when you're trying to play footsies on the ground while also watching for anti-airs and trying to hit confirm off of a poke or off of a normal in certain instincts, right? So I wanted to show you guys this video right here where my mental stack was basically very easy, especially against Ashura, just for the simple fact that she doesn't really have any type of way to play neutral with me when she has Farah. Farah is all about mixing. Farah is all about like 50-50s. And I understand that with the team I have, I can create the illusion or the mind game of just zoning my opponent out, frustrating them to the point where they won't feel like they can play the game. I understand playing against Ashura, her good buttons, her bad buttons, what makes her good and what makes her strong, or whatever the case may be, right? So I wanted to show you guys this clip because my mental stack was all about zoning her out, and if she decided to jump, I would just I'll anti her with one of my moves. But then also I understand that Ashura can also go through projectiles if she phases through them, but she also has to hold it long enough so she can go through it. But knowing that I have a 3 fireball hitting move, that is kind of harder for her to be able to go through them without getting hit while she's trying to do the move, or after she does the full move, she gets hit by it. And I just wanted to show you guys how simple a mind game can be, but also the mental stack on top of it. And then we'll go into the lab and I'll show you exactly what mental stack looks like. And I also will give you guys another example as well, what mental stack looks like at a high level.
Fight.
I make it very obvious on how I want to play with my opponent. And again, remember, I like to tell you guys that when you're doing this, it's all about letting your opponent understand exactly what you're trying to do. I'm making it very obvious that I want to zone. I don't want to fight you. I want you to be frustrated. And there's nothing you're going to do about it. Unless you can get in. I'm even ending my combos very simple, just for the simple fact that what I'm trying to do is just zone you out. Also, when I'm poking my opponent with down 3, I'm also looking for them to jump. It may not look like it, but down 3 is also an OS to jump.
Fight.
Also, 1 fireball is just to throw off their timing when they're trying to get in. You might throw them off slightly. Down 3 is supposed to catch her from using forward 2 and rinse and repeat. And there you have it. And this is how you frustrate your opponent. And this guy, all right, what is up, YouTube? I heard you guys complaints. I apologize. I have changed my mic. Sometimes the mic itself is a little on balance with the audio of the game, so I just had to just turn it down. Sometimes I neglect that, or sometimes I'll turn it up for whatever reason. Probably because, you know, more people want to hear the gameplay more than my voice sometimes. But anyway, nonetheless, I fixed it for you guys. And I wanted to talk to you guys about mental stack. Mental stack is very important. It's literally in the terminology itself. It's a mental stack. You're stacking mental on top of your opponent. Also, you're stacking mental on yourself as well. A lot of people don't incorporate that when they talk about mental stack. It goes both ways. So what I mean by that is a mental stack will be a mental mind game that you're trying to play with your opponent, whether it's playing footsies, whether you're just backing up and you're just playing off of this, right? So essentially what it would look like is if I was playing like this with Shang, is when I'm doing this. The reason why I'm doing this is because you never know if I may do something like this. I could do something like this and then into a cameo, right? So I could do like See if I can show you guys real quick. Then I'll call my cameo and make myself safe. But you never know when I may do it, and that's the mind game from it. So now I can do like down 3, grab, or I can do down 3, shimmy, and then try to do forward 4. I can do down 3, back up, and then bait you to jump. So there's different mental stacks that I'm doing to you. So a lot of times what happens is your opponent doesn't necessarily want to play those mind games. So sometimes they don't react to you doing down 3. And on top of that, I picked these two characters because their down 3s are really strong. And the reason why I say their down 3s are really strong is because you're never in range to actually press a button. And what I mean by that is by the time that you're pressing a button, I can whiff punish you from it. So this is what it would look like, right? So I'm gonna set him to like actually do like this, right? After I do this, he's gonna try to press a button. So see if I can show you guys really quick. So if he does that right there, see that? Look. And then I could do something like this. Let's see if I can do it. I think, in my opinion, doing that would probably be the best outcome. It's 4-3. I don't think I have anything else. But if he whiffs here, I could do that to him, right? And I'm actually reacting to it, but I'm OSing it because I'm looking for him to jump. So I'm backing up to see if he jumps. But by the time that I see him do 4-2, then I use 4-3 on reaction. Boom. So what I'm doing is I'm mental stacking off of my down 3 because I'm playing footsies with it. So a lot of times you're never in range to actually press a button. But what you also can do is you can do something like this, right? So if I do this, my opponent can dash up and then he'll catch me because I'm backing up trying to whiff punish something. So a lot of times people will get hit by a move. There's a character that does that really well, which is Baraka. He'll do a string, back up slightly, and then he'll try to do like back 3, or he'll do back 1 into his spin blade move or whatever the hell it's called. And then, call a cameo, make himself safe, and rinse and repeat. That's literally what he wants to do. So a lot of times, right, your opponent is playing a mental stack of footsies with you, looking for you to jump so they can anti-air you, looking for you to whiff a button so they can whiff punish you. And then a lot of times, too, they can incorporate zoning where they can limit to the things that you can do. So basically, the whole point, in my opinion, when it comes to fighting game is allowing yourself to play the way that you want to play. So if I'm playing Shang Tsung, I would like to zone my opponent. I would like to control the pace of the game. And this is when I break down a character to you guys. I'm also explaining how these characters' mental stack works against you or to your favor as well, because every character has a pros and cons to them, whether it's be bad buttons, whether it's bad normals, or their special moves are usually unsafe. But yeah, I don't want to get off track, but basically when it comes to mental stacking, all you're doing is playing the mind game with your opponent and put them in a situation where they really can't make the decision how they want to, because you're putting themselves in a situation where all they can do is do what you ask them to do. But on top of that, right, on the contrary, basically, when you're playing so many mental stacks with your opponent, whether it's you're trying to bait them to jump, whether you're trying to whiff punish them, you can do all these things at once and you're trying to stack them. But sometimes what happens when you have so many mental stacks is that when you're looking for so many different things, or you're trying to do so many things at once in your head, they most likely can get away with certain things. For example, if I'm sitting here playing footsies with my opponent and I'm trying to zone him out, I'm doing all these things, right? Maybe if he's quick enough and I'm looking for something in particular, whether it's a down 3 and he doesn't down 3, he jumps and I wasn't ready for it, he can now punish me for it, or he can still his turn. Because I was looking for so many different things, this can also be my demise, where I'm doing so many things at once, where I'm no longer looking for the most obvious, or I'm looking for something in particular and he doesn't do it. So this is called playing layers with your opponent, but it's also a mental stack because you're creating mind games on top of it. And I also wanted to give you guys an example of what it looks like in tournament. So recently, Sonic Fox and Nicholas played in Evo. And one of the moments of the game is when these two are fighting, and all Nicholas had to do was basically just hit Sonic Fox, make the right read, Keep it real simple and in the game. So I really wanted to show you guys really quick what it looks like really quick. Let's go right to the clip. I'll turn the audio on for you guys. Okay. So here we go. Boom. Nicholas is put in a situation where, boom, looking for something. Plus frames. Boom. Boom. Look at this. At this point, all he has to do is literally bait him. He knows he wants to jump. So like think of it like this, right? He has Melina. Melina can actually chip him out if he wanted to. He can go in and use Melina if he wanted to. But the risk of him flawless blocking is also a thing. So now he has the life lead. There's only a few things that he can do, right? If he throws out glaives, he can just armor through it and kill Sonic Fox for it. And then on top of that, Nicholas is about to get glaive. So all he can do is use the mid glaive where if he jumps, he can get hit. But he's playing so many mental stacks with this opponent where he doesn't want him to get in, or he's thinking too much basically. And he's trying to eliminate so many different options. Whether he's trying to get him to dash forward. He also has Fatal Blow, so he's looking for that. So he's just playing so many mind games in his head himself, where he's looking to bait certain things that he doesn't even deal with the obvious, which is the jumping. And he did the up glaive and still died for it. And I wanted to show you guys that because this is what makes a character strong, especially like with Rain too. Rain has a really good down 3. Even though it is negative, you just can't get close to this character. And then on top of that, you're risking the part where he could do something like this. And this was one of the key things that made Rain really strong, was the fact of the down 3 mind games. No one ever talked about it. I'm pretty sure Sonic Fox would probably talk about it as well. But that was one of the key things about him, is because after he does this move right here, he steals your turn. But now it pushes you far away, so he can't gel off of it no more. But basically, that was one of the key things that really made this character really strong, was that. So now he could do things like this. I'll show you. And then he'll create his pressure and so on and so forth. And he could do that off of a down 3 as well, because now he's in range where he can actually take his turn. So now you don't want to play the down 3 mind games. You want to play out of the down 3 mind games. And that's what made him strong. But nonetheless, guys, I wanted to keep this video really, simple. I want to go overboard with it. But mental stack is very, very simple. It's not complex. It's basically putting your opponent in certain situations where you are playing mental mind games with them. But also on top of that, you're playing mental mind games with yourself. So be careful. Also playing like process of elimination, where if you put themselves in a certain situation, the only option they really have is to jump or to dash at you or armor. So keep it very simple. I appreciate you guys watching. It's your boy Jay-Z Bottom Lip. I'm out.